Traveling is getting stricter now. If you overstayed your visa by one single day in Europe, you don't get a slap in the wrist. You can get a fine, a deportation order, and a 5-year ban from the entire continent. Imagine packing up your life, selling the house, getting to Europe, and then being told you can't come back until you're 70? That arrogance that I am an American or I am Canadian, so I can go anywhere, that arrogance will get you banned. Things are getting stricter for travelers nowadays. Welcome back to this channel. I am Elmer Diaz. Most people think their Western passport is a magic wand, but when you leave the 9 to 5 to travel full-time, the dynamics change. You're no longer a tourist. Keep that in mind. To a border agent, there is a very thin line between a long-term traveler and an illegal immigrant. Today, we're covering the unsexy side of that freedom. Red tape. Because if you don't master the paperwork, you don't get to enjoy the red wine. Keep that. Let's start with the beast that almost ruined my travel plans for years and the one for so many people, the Schengen Zone. If you're heading to Europe, you need to memorize the 90-180 rule. The rule says you can't stay 90 days within any 180-day period. Simple, right? Wrong. The trap is the word rolling. It is not a calendar year. The clock looks back 180 days from today. I almost learned this the hard way. I was bouncing between France and England, thinking I was clever. I leave Paris, go to London for a weekend, and then come back. Things are good. I was doing the math in my head. I got this. I got to the border and I realized I had miscalculated. Here's the truth. The day you arrive and the day you leave both count as full days. If your flight leaves at 11:50 p.m., that counts as a day. I was 24 hours away from an overstay. The fix? Never do this math in your head. You will fail. Download an app like the Schengen 90, log every single entry and exit. When the app says leave, you leave. Compliance is not boring. Compliance is the ultimate luxury that we have as travelers. Now, in the other places like Thailand or Mexico, sometimes you want to stay longer, so you do something that's called a visa run. You leave the country for a few days and then come back to reset your stamp. But listen to me. The days of the U-turn are over. You can't just walk across the border, buy a pack of gum, and then walk back. I learned this in Morocco. I had a 24-hour layover in Casablanca and wanted to explore a little bit of Morocco. I walked up to the officer with no hotel booking and no plan, and he asked me, "Where are you sleeping tonight?" I said, "I don't know yet." Big mistake. That turned into an hour-long interrogation. Do you have money? Are you trying to work here? What is your final destination? He asked me 100 times. I was sweating bullets. The lesson: no plan equal high risk. Always look like a tourist. Have a return ticket and a hotel booking. Don't do U-turns. Fly to a neighboring country for at least 3 days. Be the tourist. Spend the money. Then come back. Now, let's talk about visas. Everybody's talking about the digital nomad visa, DNVs. But there is the secret for the 50-plus crowd. We often don't need them. DNVs come with headaches, tax implication, and expensive accountants. For us, there is often a better door, the non-lucrative or retirement visa. Countries love retirees. Why? Because we bring money. We have social security income, we got pensions, we got savings, and we don't steal local jobs. Look at Portugal's D7 visa. If you have a passive income, look at Thailand's non-immigrant OA. If you're over 50 with savings, you're in. Or in Panama, pensionado, they practically pay you to move there. Before you apply for a complex Nomad visa, check if your gray hair qualifies you for a simpler one. Now, let's address the fear that keeps most people at home. What if I get sick? I was in Tulum, Mexico a few years back when I developed a nasty abscess in my armpit. I needed surgery now. I was scared shitless. I had a vision of a dirty floor clinic and rusted scalpels. I thought, this is going to cost me an arm and a leg. I'm away from the US. Oh my God. I walked into a private hospital. It was spotless marble floor, English-speaking nurses. Oh my God. The surgeon did the procedure in less than an hour. I walked to the counter. Yeah, I was trembling a little because I didn't know what the bill was going to be. Total cost? Under $300 US, including the meds, by the way. The care was better than what I got back in the US. The world is not as scary as the news tell you, but you need what I call your new MBA, Mastering Borders in Awareness. You spend decades navigating office politics. Use those skills here. When you land, don't just go and find a bar. Open Google News and set it to local. Use Google Translate. Read the local papers if you can. Know if there is a transit strike or an election coming up. And for medical peace of mind, register with the STEP program so that the U.S. Embassy knows where you're at. And get medical insurance, not just travel insurance. Travel insurance pays for lost luggage. Medical insurance pays for the surgeon. If you respect their borders, you do your math, and keep your paperwork clean, you can wake up in Bali and have lunch by night in Lisbon. You know now how to get into the country, legally, of course. You know how to stay safe. Over the last few videos, we have finally covered the full triangle of freedom. Lifestyle, money. So basically, we've dug deep into the 6 modules that make up that triangle. Module 1 was Global Money Mastery. Module 2, the tech instruments or software that you're gonna need. Module 3, Global Business Mastery. Module 4, Applied Wisdom for Digital Nomads. Module 5, Slow Travel Doctrine. And this, the last module, Mastering Geopolitics and Borderless Travel. All right, so here is another thought. Giving you the blueprint. I'm here giving you the blueprint to move from a stationary life to a global one. My goal is to make sure your transition into this new chapter is as seamless as that glass of red wine that we talked about earlier. You need to know that. I truly hope this breakdown helps you navigate the world with confidence. If you are just joining us or you feel like you missed a step in the journey, go back to the start with the Silver Digital Nomad Launchpad video, where you will find the foundation of building this lifestyle. So if you found value in this, do me a favor, like and subscribe. It helps me keep bringing you the real, unvarnished truth about living life on your own terms. I am Vagabond Elmer. The world is waiting for you. Just make sure your paperwork is ready when you get there, all right? Until then, I will see you on the road. Ciao.